What is happening, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Today we're taking a deep dive into the brand new offering from CJRB, the Frac. This is their more affordable version of the Frac. They do have a more premium one coming in S90V and titanium. But not only are we going to take a deep dive into this, we're going to put on a brand new CJRB clip for this bad boy. We got a couple of tools out here. This will be a very, very simple swap. We're not going to disassemble the knife in this video, but we will change the clip. We got our Stanley Fat Boy screwdriver, our good screwdriver, and one of my favorite tools of the last year is this Weehaw T6. This is just a standard T6 from Weehaw, and it has a self-spinning tab there, so that way you can kind of ratchet. But this thing has held up extremely well over a typical T6 bit. I don't know why, but it is holding up better. We really won't need, I got those other two out just in case, but I figured it would be a T6, and it is. I believe everything else, though, is a T8 on the knife. So, you know, kudos to CJRB for at least giving us T8s on the pocket clip. If you don't want to see the disassembly of the clip and the reassembly, you can always scroll ahead to where you see me probably getting a roller out for measurement. So the cool thing about getting a CJRB branded titanium clip is they send you a ton of hardware. That way it will match up with whatever knife you have. I believe they have them labeled as button lock clips, and then they also have liner lock clips. So you just, you know, if you have a button lock, you get the button lock one. If you have a liner lock version, you get the liner lock, and then you get a nice milled titanium clip there. They are considerable. There is a considerable price difference between this one and the Civivi one, but I believe that the CJRB one is much, much nicer. I mean, the Civivi ones are nice, but the CJRB milled clips are really good looking, and I knew that beforehand because they used the same one on the Knife Center exclusive Echo. So you're getting that same type of pocket clip. I don't know, since those are a little different, I don't know if that'll be long enough, actually. Let's try it. See, typically this is a simple, easy swap, but as soon as we roll the cameras, cue the cameras, so it looks like that might be the winner. Too bad I don't remember which one it was. And they give you, oh no wait. Pretty sure that was the right one. Looks like they give you a couple of, you always want to make sure it's not coming through the other end and hitting your blade or something like that, which in this case it is not. I love this Weehaw T6. Highly, highly recommend it, guys. So, bam and wham. That looks amazing. If you guys didn't know, the Frac is one of my favorite button locks ever. This thing is absolutely incredible. I love the size of this thing. The build quality is fantastic. CJRB nails the, let's say, lockup, the area of lockup. They do a good job on their RPM 9. Never have any issues with that. They mill the steel out in the handles for weight relief. And steel is, you know, if you're looking for a user, something you're gonna, you know, want to have for a while and beat on, steel that's coated in this case is not a bad option and it's going to hold up. This is going to hold up very, very well and for an extended period of time. So why don't we get a quick spec check on this thing for the people who fast forwarded. As I was saying, let's get a quick spec check. Gotta love when the kids check in. So we got just about 3 1/4 of cutting edge, 4 inches to here to the end of the choil, and then we're coming in at 8 7/8 overall. This thing is an absolute beast. I know we checked some of this stuff in the unboxing, but just in case you didn't see it, we did put some new batteries in our calipers. This thing is coming down around 119 thousandths. I've been telling people 125, so I was wrong. And our good hold is showing in this exact spot about 14.5. And from what I've checked on this thing is 14. I think I got a 13.5. So basically 14 on average all up and down the edge. Total thickness of your handle is going to be 0.41. So it's not a real thick knife, but because of its size and its width, it really fills out the hand good. The texturing, it aids in not slipping on the handle, so it's very comfortable to handle. All the edges and everything have been softened or chamfered. You have a nice chamfer here to get to that big old nice cutout, and the action, the spring, the lockup, everything is solid. Lock is solid. The spring is nice and strong. The action is very strong on this guy. Nice. You hear that nice positive lockup, and it's a plunge lock. And this thing has been tinging. So it comes down nice and thin. It's nice and slicey, and you still maintain the ability to do the piercing and poking task very easily. Why don't we go ahead and we'll throw it up against our normal catalog of knives here. We have the Hogue RSK. We have the Deca here, and it's going to be quite a bit bigger than both of these. It's a pretty big boy. I don't remember. I think I checked it up against the PM2. So the PM2 handle is very close, but you make up a lot of blade on the frac. So the frac's a pretty big boy. We can go ahead and throw up a couple other ones just for shits and giggles. I can tell you right now, if you're looking for a solid button lock, the frac is where it's at. If you like the design and you like a little bit bigger knife, highly, highly recommend it, guys. It's a fantastic user, solidly built, bigger than the Chavez, bigger than the RS Chaos. So it's a pretty big boy. Where does the Mad Tanto fall? And the Mad Tanto is a good size, so it's quite a bit bigger than your average or even above average knife. Coming in at almost 9 inches, that's a pretty good size. And the nice thing about it is it's thin, but I think it's still going to be just thick enough to have some good strength to it. RPM 9's a pretty strong steel, a pretty tough steel. I've had no issues with corrosion either. And as far as I have experienced, I have probably over a dozen knives in RPM 9 at this point, well over. And the earlier RPM 9, they might have had to work some kinks out of it, because I remember getting some, and I still have some from when they first came out with RPM 9, and then I have their newer stuff. You could say the edge retention might not have been as good back then. It might be better now, but I can say I have had no corrosion issues. I have uncoated and coated. The coatings have held up well. The edges have held up. They've held up very well. It's not 20 CV, but you're also not paying 20 CV prices either. It's a good, affordable powdered steel, which is impressive at the price point that they give you these. $60 and like $70 respectively. This one is coming in at $70. The frag ones come in at $70 and the smooth ones come in at $60. And then I believe the S90V in titanium is $200, but don't quote me on that. I believe it is $200, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But you're getting the upgrade to S90 and titanium. And if that is correct at $200, that is a hell of a good deal, guys. It's just something I didn't consider initially. And at this point, not worth it to me now to go pick up the S90V one. Maybe someday if it continues to, be around, I might snag one at some point. But to rush out for me now, this one will definitely do the job. And this is actually, I think, my favorite button lock to date over everything. ProTech, Hogue, everybody. I think this is my favorite one. I used to really like the Hogue EX01, but I think this has even overtaken the EX01. The size, everything about this knife is perfectly executed. And now with the titanium clip, it's good looking. It's clean. There's not a lot going on. It's a clean, simple design. We didn't check the weight. Let's get our scale out here. And now this is with the tie clip. Probably not going to make a whole lot of difference. You're looking at 5.1 to maybe 5.2. So this is not a heavy knife by any means. Now, if you're used to carrying a 2-ounce knife, I guess a couple ounces could make a difference. But this isn't a 80-10 weighing in at 8, 9, 10 ounces. So, this feels substantial in hand. It feels good. I really like this knife, guys. I can't tell you how big of a fan I am of this. CJRB has just done nothing but continue to work on the details and nail the little things that matter. And I applaud them. Solid locks, no issues. And this has went through a series of 3 different tests now, and nice and solid on the lockup. This is a great button lock, guys. And then add in that nice little clip there. Definitely prefer that over this clip. But the original clip is still very functional. It works good. It's deep carry. It's going to be deeper than this tie clip. But that's not something, I like aesthetics, just as much as the next guy. And sometimes I prefer, the form in a case where the knife is performing great in function, as this one is. And then sometimes I like to have ones that are still functionable. They're lower mounted, like a Spyderco standard clip. So it just kind of depends on the knife and what I plan on doing with it. This one is going to be a user, but it's a knife I really like. So I'm going to take care of it, the right way, as I do all my knives. But this one is going to get a little extra care, and it just, look at that thing. It's a nice blade shape. I love that blade shape. Look at that thing. Oh, it's good looking. Good looking knife from CJRB. Wish they wouldn't have put that there. I wish they would have made it small and down here. That's really my only gripe with the knife, I guess, is I wish they would add the branding down here next to the tang. But, it looks good, and it's not that big of a deal to me. I think that's my only gripe with this knife at all. The clip was perfectly fine, and it looked good. I just ultimately prefer the milled clip. Buttons done very well. Easy to disengage. Not too easy though. You do got to press down on it. Action is beautiful. Yeah, this is a winner, guys, and I can highly, highly recommend this thing. It is an absolute winner, no question. At the $70 price point, this thing is flawless. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this guy. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for me. Really helps the videos out, helps me out. Appreciate it when you do. And I look forward to hearing from you guys down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this guy. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below the video, or click on the GBall Vision logo about to pop up in the center of your screen, and I will throw up 2 new videos. Go check one of those out, and I will catch you on the next one.